Some mornings the kids join me, and some mornings they don't, and I'm really okay with that, because I love it when they're down here, but I also really like it when they're not down here. There's just such quiet and a peace. Neither one is better than the other to me, but I just enjoy being in the barn when it's early morning and totally quiet, and I can hear all the sounds and just soak it all in.
Pipping.
Your geese are pipping? That's exciting. What does that mean?
You're gonna hatch them?
Woo! You want to hang out with me and just talk? I'd love to talk for... Okay, I'd love to just talk for a few minutes alone. It's also a really good time to have one-on-one conversations with your kids in the barn. No one interrupting. So, I really like that. Hold on a second. You want a milk?
Out, come here, Shep. Come here, Shep. Good boy. Okay. Don't eat me! He said, don't eat me.
That goat's not gonna eat you.
Bunny?
Are you filming Mama?
Yeah.
Thank you. Alright, Wilder, we're all done.
All done.
Yeah. He doesn't really like that food. Come on, Norma Jean. There, your baby. You want to feed the chickens?
Yeah. He hurt me.
He didn't hurt you. Are you scared of that chicken?
Shoo.
Shoo shoo. He's so funny because one second he'll hold him and pet him. Oh, that grapevine's in my way. And then the next second he screams.
Ow.
Why are you afraid of the chickens? You love those chickens. You hold them half the time. Daddy to the rescue. What did Daddy bring you?
When you run out the door in your diaper, you're going to be cold. Did you say thanks? Have you heard him? He's been saying thank you so much.
He just said it to me a minute ago.
Did you say thank you so much? Good job.
Ow.
Can you hand it to me?
Yeah, here though.
Thanks. It's so warm.
Warm?
The cows had water yesterday evening, but they must have run out overnight and then knocked it over. We're moving them up to this next section of grass. They're done here. Okay, the cows are moved. I'm gonna take this hose and spray down some of these cow pies to spread that concentrated fertilizer out in the pasture and keep from developing cow pie jungles. All right, now instead of that cow pie just forming a crust and staying right there and just feeding the grass here, it's gonna feed this whole area here and basically disappear. A lot of you all have been significantly affected by the shutdown due to COVID-19, and a ton of small businesses around the country have been drastically affected. One type of small business that I hadn't even thought of that's been affected by this is craft businesses and artists. So today we're featuring a small craft business in a unique way. Two Ridges Pottery is a small, fairly new pottery business. Here's the mug that we're featuring. This is an Art and Brie mug, but you don't have to buy the Art and Brie mug. You could get another one. Here is a mom mug. I'm not sure if she has these up for sale now. She'd probably make you one if you asked. Guys, we are not making any money on this mug at all. So we're not making any money on this whole transaction. We've actually asked her to set the price just on this mug, on the Art and Brie mug, $5 lower than any other mug on her website. And we're doing that because we want to provide you with the most value possible. And so this mug is actually priced lower than any other, but we do want to support this pottery business and to give you the opportunity to get a really nice handmade mug. We have several of her things and we really, really love them. There's a link in this video description to this product, and there's also a 15% off code for anything on her store, and I would suggest you just check out all the cool stuff she has over there. There will only be 100 of these available, and the cutoff date is May 19th. So do consider it and check them out. Okay, to the garden. I lured the baby up here so I can watch him by telling him we're gonna look for worms, which we are, and we're gonna pull back this plastic one bed and plant the remainder, or nearly all the remainder, of our kind of early garden. So we're still planting stuff that could take a frost. There's a giant worm. Get that big one before it escapes. Look at the size of that worm. Huge worm. One of the biggest I've seen out here.
I had a really hard time finding arugula seed this year, and so a local lady had plant starts, so I got those from her. We don't need a ton because we just snip it off and throw it in our salad for the salad of the day that we're having. And I just think they're beautiful, and I wish we had a greenhouse because I want to do plant starts. I really enjoy planting plants instead of seeds. I mean, some things you have to start from seed. I mean, you have to directly sow, like carrots, but this is lovely. So much farther ahead of the weeds. And then there's actually radishes between.
All the kids have a garden here. Well, 3 of them do, except Justice said he didn't want one. But once he saw the other kids start gardening, he decided he wanted a spot, and so we're gonna go up to the top of the garden and make him a little garden spot. Where do you want it, Justice?
Wait.
There's also some plastic. You happy with it? Yeah. We're planting this whole bed in carrots. I love planting carrots because they're just super productive. They're fun to harvest, and one of my favorite things to eat straight out of the garden. I'm happy with this bed, and I'm happy with the depth of the loose soil. Without a ton of work, I think the broad fork made a big difference because carrots really need deep, loose soil, relatively free of rocks, in order to produce nice big roots. Grace has been carefully tending these geese eggs for 29 days, daily spraying them with water, daily leaving the incubator open for a cooling period, and turning them several times a day. And they're finally hatching. By the time we publish our next video, you'll probably see baby geese, if they make it. Sometimes geese don't make it. Sometimes they die on their hatching day. When I look around at everything we're doing, sometimes it's overwhelming. We have our hands in a lot of pots. I mean, we have cows. What are we doing raising cows? We didn't grow up this way. We're learning it all new. But when I look around at our place, at the cows in the pasture, at the geese in the back creek, at what we're doing in the garden, and especially at the kids playing, I am happy with it. And we don't regret our choices. We have a beautiful life out here. It's challenging many times, and there's a lot to do, but we're having a great time and raising our kids in really the best way we know how. Wilder and I are here pumping the black tank. This is a once a week job. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour. Anyway, it's a fun weekly job living in the camper. What we're doing is pumping the contents of the black tank, that is the nasties, the real nasties, pumping it into the septic on the house. We're powered off the car, off the 12 volt power in the car. And this pump has been a workhorse. We've used this once a week for months now. We've pumped the contents of the black tanks, sometimes with toilet paper, usually not, a lot further and higher than it's rated for, and it's worked every time, never failed. The only thing that's failed on it is the electrical connections, and I've actually jerry-rigged all of them. This electrical connection was overheating and not working, so I just wired it together. What are you doing, you funny chicken? Oh, you silly boy. Okay, we're done with that job. We're about to put the animals up. Bree and the kids are back. We gotta get the van, our power source, out of the yard. Did you have a good walk?
Yeah, it was really refreshing. I don't know why. It's like I just needed to do something that wasn't grocery shopping or farming or cooking or homeschooling. Just something else. So that was a nice walk. I even put on real clothes today because I just needed a change. You know, usually I would have worn real clothes a few times at least by now, but it's been, what, how long has it been? 6 weeks?
You look pretty.
Well,
I like that dress on you.
I didn't shower. I just didn't even brush my hair, but I did put on a different dress and a different jacket. Don't let them out. I put it in here, but actually Moonlight sleeps in here. So I try not to put too much, so she has plenty of space to sleep in this little manger. What's the one thing you always do when you leave the barn? Lock the feed room. Super important, because how do we know? Because we've left the feed room door open before, the goats have gotten out and they gorge themselves, and that can actually kill them. So this is the #1 rule in the barn. Always lock the feed room. Even more so than make sure the goats can't get out, because if they get out we can get them back, but they could die from eating too much food.
As we wrap up this video, I want to show you a cool piece of progress, and it's gonna make our days just go that much smoother. I'm going out to feed the geese. This is something Grace normally does. Hey cows. He's got dirt on his horn. Have you been digging in the dirt? The geese came back up from the creek on their own, so that's really nice. Let's see if we can get them through the gate. The cow's fence is blocking the gate to get back into this protected area for nighttime. But let's see if we can call them in with a feed. That would be huge progress. The problem here is the cows are going to want to come in to this feed as well. Well guys, that is cool and will be a huge help over the coming days. Guys, it's been another great day on the homestead. Thank you for joining us. It's been a beautiful day out here. If you want to support a small business that's struggling during this hard time, or if you just want a really nice mug, check out the link in the description, and we will see you in a video coming up soon. Okay, bye-bye.